this time last year, we would have shut down everything in the school. So everybody that was involved in any sports or school attendance and things like this, everything was totally disabled, and which was a real frustration. Now, the good part about it is that I think that was a good move, because I think it slowed the process or the spread of the virus among particularly the younger population and so forth. Then we kind of got charged with trying to slowly implement activities going back with the kids and the athletes, and so that created a lot of concern in regards to how were we going to be able to safely do those things without continuing a spread of the virus one way or the other, particularly among the kids. So our University Interscholastic League, the UIL here in the state of Texas, came across with several regulations and rules to help mitigate that type of issue. So we took that information and then tried to put together a plan on how we were going to be able to manage getting the kids back involved in doing things. Part of those things involved, how were we going to be able to sanitize everything. We had a company that come in that put on a show for us at our meeting, a company here actually that was local named Hotze Carlson, which presented to us not only a product that we could use, because we were actually looking for products at that time. That was even prior to the virus coming about, to be honest with you. We were actually looking for a product and an application that we could use to help manage and mitigate bacterial infections, MRSA and things like this, because those are ongoing problems that even once the virus came back that we still had to manage. With that being said, the applicator that was presented to us was an electrostatic sprayer. We originally started out with just a hand applicator, the gun per se, and we thought that we'd be able to use that to treat our local facility here. But then once we looked at trying to start expanding and treating and managing our weight rooms and our athletic dressing room areas and things like this, we realized that this is really wasn't the way to go. We're presented with the opportunity to use the backpack sprayers, and I'll have to say they've been an great enhancement to what we've been trying to do for multiple reasons. Number one is they work really well. They provide us multiple settings on the pistols that we can use to be able to try to treat the specific areas that we want to. And particularly in our case, we like to try to run through things as fast as we can, so we can actually put out a lot of spray in a short period of time. And the nice thing about it is they're battery operated. The batteries on a single charge seem to last forever. At one point in time, we were running 2 backpacks at one time, so we could get, at the end of the day, when we get done after a long practice and we're going to go in and spray down everything, we put backpacks on both of them, and one of them get the dressing room, one of them get we get it done in just a few minutes. And but now at this point in time, it's pretty much me doing it all. We've had some parents in parent meetings, and as we've discussed how we were doing mitigation management and protection of the various facilities and so forth, we've explained to them particularly the utilization of the electrostatic spraying and things like this. And when you look at their faces, they look like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Do we really know what you're talking about? In most cases I say probably not always. But what's ironic about it is, as you've started looking around, particularly on the national media and the other local medias, you're starting to see, I noticed that even in some of the women's NCAA basketball games, they were using to treat some of the facilities there with some of the victory sprayers that they were managing in those settings. So I think the parents, they get a better handle on, after seeing other medias, that we were utilizing the same apparatus and equipment that was being used across the country. Because why? Because it's some of the best products and things that we can use to be able to provide the protection for their children. As far as being involved in activities and with sports, I think the big thing about it is that particularly people that are athletic minded, when you tell them that they can't operate, they can't play, they can't practice, they can't train, and I think all of us naturally, it's important for us to be able to interact. Okay, and interaction, while sometimes on a computer is nice, it's just not the same as talking face to face and person to person with people. And I think particularly from a sports perspective, they need to be able to get that opportunity to go out and train and work with their group of people in the setting that they would normally be participating in.